Hello again, everybody. Except Serana. Goodbye, Serana, because I found out we can get rid of her.
Alright, I'll meet you at the glade.
Praise sure. Alright, so nobody in here has anything to say about my progress in the quest and how close I'm getting to Ariel's bow and everything. So that's dumb. Even Harkin has no comment. But whatever, I'll just ditch these guys before I start throwing fireballs instinctively. So, I haven't haven't regular traveled from here to Solitude enough times for me to fast travel it. So I will simply, I don't know, go to Volskig, that seems a reasonable starting point, and walk from there to Solitude. Talk to General Tullius, then I'll head south. A couple stops along the way to get to Falkreath and deal with, oh no, a dragon? Am I gonna have to deal with a dragon? Just get rid of Serana. That loathsome leech. Yeah, looks like it's one of the ones that'll just fly away. That's okay. I'm gonna put on my mask. I'm so glad I don't have to cart her around Skyrim. So it should be mostly east from here. Anyway, so we're going to talk to General Tullius, maybe hit up the shop, see if I can finally buy some flame-resistant boots again. And from there, I guess I'll swing south, maybe stop at the inn and deliver... Oh, that's like, cave you can investigate one of the Solitude quests. I don't think it's the main series that leads to the Shield of Solitude. I think it's just like the side quest that you get from the stupid vampire. Which wants you to clear out some other random vampires. This is Sevilla Stentor, that was her name? Something like that. Vampire lady. Court mage. Right, anyway. So, I think I'll stop and deliver the sword to the Ghost in the Old Troll and Inn, perhaps. Stop by the Dark Brotherhood, and then I'll get to the south of Falkreath to advance the Dawnguard questline. We'll see how much stuff I actually get through today, depending on what kind of stuff I run into on the way. Hopefully that's just that same passive dragon. Coming down to the main road here, I guess. Yep, and the Shrine of Meridia. There are often some Thalmor patrols in this area. I might have a chance to kill some of those. That just looks like a bear. Okay. Well, I'm going to steer clear of it if I can. Keep an eye on it. Person on the road. Yeah, I guess I can take off this mask now. I should be more or less home free from here, I think. Probably a farmer going to Solitude. He might actually make it.
I may have roots in Cyrodiil.
Oh, no, he's going to Windhelm as he walks to Solitude to join... What an idiot. Okay. Yeah, I guess from here I can just travel to Solitude. It's right there along clear roads. Ooh, almost level 25.
Divines bless you. Oh, thank you.
Kelty does, of course, always still have his sympathy for the poor and downtrodden. So...
Take a good look around. I'm sure you'll find
and
what
his
you're looking
hatred of
for.
elves,
If not,
especially
let me
snooty
know.
ones.
Are you a member of the cult? Let's see if we can't find an outfit that suits you.
Adept, adept, blah 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 blah. Apprentice, useless. I think I already have major, so that's not really good enough. Random jewelry. Health, meh. I think I have one that's better than that. Squire. They do have a good selection here. You can usually find something useful. But not this time. Okay, what do I have that I can sell? Yeah, I think I may pick up like a new set of fine clothes. These ones have been through a lot. Let's get a fine hat. I'm feeling blue this time. And some fine shoes. Okay. Sell that. I really wish I could find a better necklace of spell resistance. Should have by now. Haven't had the best of luck with those. I'm really never using this thing. I'll just sell it.
Finally.
Someday. Someday. Okay, well, I'll hit up the blacksmith too.
Spare some gold for a veteran?
And the general goods merchant, I guess. Trying to get that carry weight down.
You like?
Hello,
Skin?
I'm Gizly.
Trinkets,
but you
odds
can
and
just call
ends,
me
that
Erica's
sort of thing.
sister.
You have anything
Everyone
useful?
does.
Health now. Okay. No. I got shot with once it got added to my inventory. Pretty hardcore firing back the arrows you got shot with. I guess I could sell the Archmage's boots. And only keep those. I'm not sure if I actually want to do that yet. No, they're part of my uniform as the Archmage. Although they have been superseded. Anything here I don't need? I think I sold off most of the garbage. I'll dump those somewhere or other. That'll
Come
do.
back to bits and pieces anytime.
Blacksmith is a little bit inconveniently located up these stairs. Not too bad. I really do like the uniform of the Solitude Guards. Most of the other Holds guards look terrible. So it's good that the ultimate shield is one of their shields.
Looking to protect yourself or deal some damage?
Wow. That's some good fire protection, although it weighs 10 pounds. 30%. Well, I mean, I'm kind of getting what I wanted. Well, that is some pretty sweet fire resistance, and I do have carrying capacity to spare. I may pick those up. I may also pick these up and do some tests of how much the heavier ones actually slow me down. I have, like, infinite money after all. And I've been wanting to resist fire for a long time. Just wasn't thinking it would weigh 10 pounds. I think that, like, armor slowdown is kind of partially piece by piece. So just wearing a set of heavy boots won't necessarily be that bad compared to wearing an entire set of heavy armor. But the entire slowdown...
Can we get some food instead? I'm not playing with you, Kide. You play me.
I haven't heard these children conversations before. You can join them in the games of tag and hide and seek, by the way. Just a little mini game. Pretty much trivial, but... Oh, I guess I'm kind of glad it's in the game. Gives you a chance to act somewhat like a real person and be friendly or unfriendly with the kids and so forth. Good addition to the world, good, you know, way to make your character feel more human. Which is something that all the Elder Scrolls games up until now really lack. We just could not live an ordinary life. Oh, what am I doing here? This is not where General Tullius hangs out. This is places for the lame people who don't do anything. Wasn't thinking. Castle Dower. I forget if it was mentioned before this game or not. So I'm not sure if that somewhat silly name for the Dower Castle was made up here, or if that already existed. Oh, shut up. Yep, just gonna stroll in and talk to him.
Are my men now giving free rein to anyone who wanders into the castle?
And pretty much, yeah.
Do you have some reason to be here, citizen?
I'll just skip to this, it seems more important.
The Greybeards. What do those old hermits want with
Ah,
you?
way to respect the Nord ways in front of your Nord compatriots here.
Why, there's nothing to discuss as long as that traitor...
Not even the
Ulfric
Nord
is
ways,
in
the
arms
human
against
ways.
his rightful emperor.
So General Tullius comes off as a complete idiot, basically, who's completely incapable of diplomacy
They are
and...
getting to be a problem. But I wasn't sent to Skyrim to fight dragons.
What an idiot.
My job is to quell this rebellion.
Also, his
and
legs
I
are
intend
tiny
to do
compared to his
just that.
chest.
Dragons or no dragons.
Alright, so he has no sense of proportion. Hjalti is like immediately just like struck by what an idiot this person seems to be. But this seems like the kind of appeal that might work to him.
You may have a point. It's getting difficult to even move troops around without a dragon. By all accounts, the Stormcloaks are suffering just as badly. Even Ulfric might see the sense of a truce under these conditions. Yes, fine. I'll come to this Greybeard Council. For all the good it will do.
I mean, the amount of good it'll do will depend largely
I'm
upon
telling
you.
Ulfric's planning an attack on Whiterun.
He'd be insane.
Both sides just, talk incessantly about Whiterun and nothing else. Alright, so that nuisance is over.
Cast those illusions. Impressed.
So, I've traveled from here to most of the way pretty safely several times, I guess. Starting the Dragon's Bridge. That'd be a bit off my path. I guess I really haven't gone from Dragon Bridge to Karthwasten, so I can't really skip all of that. So, Dragon Bridge, and then I'll navigate my way down to the old Trolldown Inn, I think. Better find somebody to feed on fairly soon. Am I at level 2 vampirism yet? No. But it will be shortly, I'm sure. Oh. This spot. Nothing too dangerous. Okay. So, on with the mask. And I'll say the level. I don't have any things I want to perks into immediately. There are a few useful ones coming right up. Like my destruction is getting so close, and I really, really, really want that perk. A few other solid ones coming up as well. Oh, I bet the bandits are back in that fort along the way here. But I've cleared that place out before. Don't really feel like doing it again. I'll just use my sorceries to navigate around it, I guess. Assuming that it has indeed been repopulated. Pretty sure it will have by now. There's often saber cats around here, though, so better watch out for that. Torch bugs are alchemy ingredients. Lots of the bugs that you find are alchemy ingredients. Guess I didn't need to leave the road. I'll probably see people moving long before I actually have a chance to detect them. So, muffle myself first. Is there really nobody there? I mean, that'd be nice. Cool. Stayed depopulated. I'll take it. Ah, a vampire. Oh, maybe this is Serana? Wow, she's actually just walking there. Okay. Well, glad to leave her behind. Animals. Wolves chasing like a deer or something. And up here there's usually robbers lying in wait. Let's see if there are this time. A little further up the hill, generally speaking. Alright, so make those wolves fight each other, hopefully. And then... do I have like the fire wall spell yet? I guess I don't. It's pretty terrible. Oh, I didn't do anything with the firewall? Okay, whatever. There's that deer. Yes, these bandits have been respawned. I can't tell if that guy's on the other side of the rock or not. I'm going to give him a shot of frenzy. Okay. So, in that case, I'll just make a summon, dodge back and forth for arrow protection. I need to get up this hill. Oh wow, a lot of guys over there. Oh, weird. Or walking to like a Falmor caravan or something? I could totally shoot this guy down the floor. He'll die. Regular old bandit. So who are these people? Or are they Imperials or something? Yeah, okay, I guess I'll take off my mask. They can't have seen me, clearly. Prisoner just running around pretty freely. Ah, yes, this weirdly friendly bandit.
Now wait, this is...
Didn't notice everything else. I think I get a little bit more XP from the fireball spell, so when I can afford to use them, don't need to be totally mana efficient. I may use it. Although I need to make sure I don't accidentally, That guy could totally make his escape, but he won't. He'll just fall back in line contentedly. One thing I read recently is that, you see how my hands are, burning with this spell, right? Turns out that just having a fire spell equipped will set off the fire gas traps in these places where, like, there's like explosive natural gas. So, kinda cool. Makes sense, although it's not something a player would expect. Alright, so I've veered way too far from my expected path, but I guess Old Ferelden's not that far away from here. Just what happens when you follow the road sometimes. I think that house up there is full of skeevers, if I recall. Like, the owner just died and skeevers have taken over the place or something. Doesn't really matter. A lot of people out tonight. I wonder what that's about. Or maybe it's just animals. Yeah, just the animals. Okay. If I level Alteration 9 more times, I can learn the expert spells, which are quite good. They'll be very expensive at that point, but learnable. Of course, leveling 9 more times will level me probably 1 more time, and that's substantial enemy power up that I shouldn't do lightly. I'll skirt around that Forsworn encampment up there. I think I can avoid those, so I will. Need to go over more of the rice to get to Old Ferelden, though. Is it... Oh, definitely to go a little further toward the Forsworn than I thought. Easy to get distracted by those compass markers and not pay enough attention and realize that they're leading you off course like will-o-wisps. Man, those were horrible to fight in Oblivion. Totally invulnerable to all normal melee weapons, and the worst part was they permanently drained your stats, as meant you basically had to walk back to the nearest temple to get restored before you could do any more adventuring. Also, they healed themselves with like the life they took from you, which made them even harder to bring down efficiently. If you were like a mage character who could just stay at range, they weren't a problem. But very annoying. So I killed a bear around here last time, but there's probably not a new one yet. Hasn't been very long. Dracula, of course, is able to climb down a castle wall, and I quote, like a lizard. That was a weird scene in the original book. It was portrayed as very scary, but it was just kind of weird. That book had its ups and downs. I thought the general opening section with Jonathan Harker was quite well written, and the section with the sea captain, inadvertently ferrying Dracula to England, was like a pretty well done horror short story in its own right, as it were. But then a lot of the other things just kind of got bogged down, and not much happened And the whole, epistolary novel setup didn't really serve it all that well most of the time. The only halfway good thing that guy overwrote. Things like the Lair of the White Worm were just awful. Guess the farmhand guy is just kind of out here, randomly. Totally indifferent to the ghost inside and the fact that it's night.
Ah, a visitor.
Everybody's indifferent to the ghost.
Hundreds of years of
This is so poorly implemented. So poorly implemented.
I've been waiting for you, Hjalti.
This is dumb. Okay.
It's been an honor to serve you, brother. Remember our lessons from the sword masters of Alcair?
So unfortunately I get like a swordplay skill level up here, which I really don't want. Bad for the character to have.
Before we leave Roldan.
But it was a quest that Hjalti would definitely have done. And it's not too much XP because that skill is so low level. The amount of character XP that you get from leveling up the skill depends on what level the skill is reaching. The higher level the skill is reaching, the more character experience you get.
Change the linens myself. They're fresh. Depends.
You wouldn't happen to be selling those Idar cheese wheels, would you? No. No, we couldn't have that. But I'll buy all the sweets in the place,
Depends.
of course.
Are you thirsty? Hungry?
Do you have any follow-up on this ghost thing? Or are you friendly? Will you let me take the...
Now here's a man I'm glad to see. Hjalti. I never heard of anyone.
She really knows
named
nothing
Hjalti.
about Tiger Septim. That has been one of his
Tiber Septim had
names
many
established since the
names.
earliest games in
Maybe
the
that's one of
series.
them.
Hjalti or Earlybeard.
Have a good rest. It's the big room with the.
Are
I'll
you
show
friendly
to
enough to
your
me?
room.
You
Right
are!
this way.
All your cheese
Yeah.
are belong to me.
Let me know if there's anything else you need.
Got a cooking pot? No? Okay. Well, I'm happy to get this. Get out of here. 2 rooms. Hjalti will sleep part of the night, but not all of it. He does, after all, want to keep the cover of darkness for part of his journey if he can. So, I will eat an apple pie. Hasn't been a while since I eat anything, so plenty of sweets. And what kind of heavier meat do I have? Just free up inventory space. Not that. I don't really have many heavy meats. Okay. Okay. That'll do. Need to find a cooking pot. The endless quest for Idar cheese wheels continues. Alright, so it's a long way from here to the depths of Falkreath. But, this is pretty country, so I think I will just travel most of it, see what I can see. I do just love the aesthetics of Falkreath and, the Reach. It's all so beautiful. And it's something that I don't really do very often, traveling around there. So. Oh, I have a new word of Whirlwind Sprint now, don't I? I think it basically just lets you travel further, but I rarely actually get it, so.
What? Nah!
Kind of a delay there. Better work on Hjalti's reflexes for speaking these things. I think the last word is Cass. Not sure where you get it, but I'll be on the lookout. I really, basically never go beyond just Wold, which is all you really need. Neat to have the second word, at least. Animals fighting each other or something? Oh. Wolf fighting a no, bear fighting a mudcrab. Yeah, I'll leave him to it. We'll see what we find along the way. Hostiles. Are those Dawn Guard? Is that what we're looking at here? I'm gonna give them, can I do a double frenzy? I forget. Those are the Dawn Guard. That worked out surprisingly well. Okay, so maybe I'll give them some fireballs. Should be fighting each other for a long time. At least. Oh, well, one of them is very fragile. Oh! No, you can't. Alright, so which one's the tough one? Neither of them is that tough, apparently. So this is not as bad as some of these Dawn Guard encounters have been. Never seen one of those. Better check it out and read what it says. Probably just like another contract out for my head. But let's see. I should probably disintegrate the bodies. They're kind of evidence against me, you know? Oh, wow. I guess I won't be able to do that. Must have been quite high level indeed. If the Dawn Guard had, you know, a bit more variety to their members and used different weapons, and some of them were spellcasters or whatever, I wouldn't mind the constant random encounters with them, but it is getting a little tiresome. Doesn't look like sunlight to me, but whatever. I am something of an expert on burning in the sunlight myself, and even I wouldn't burn in this. Animals up there? Okay. Guess I need to start restoring my own stamina. You know, I better check my restoration level here. Okay, cool. Once I've been able to get the other restoration perk that I really want, I might just get the perk that increases your healing speed, because that's, you know, fairly useful, but it decreases your XP gain by making it so you don't spend as much time actually using the heal spells. So I don't want to get it until I have the perks that are really important to me. Necromage would be fun to have, but it's no longer broken the way it used to be, and I wouldn't exploit a bug like that anyway. Alright, so somewhere along here, I don't think there's actually a road to Falkirk, but it turns south and make my way down there. For those who don't know, a Necromage is this perk in this game that makes your spells more effective against the undead. Not just your restoration spells, it's in the restoration perk tree, but all your spells. And it turns out that, you know, you count as undead for that purpose, so just about every kind of buff you can do to yourself counts to that purpose, including things that aren't even spells. Oh well, a stray Spriggan. Like, the buffs on your items count as spells, for example. So all kinds of oddness ensues as a result of that. Alright, so I can absorb their poison attack spells a few times, and I'm basically immune to the damage of them, so... Vampires are well equipped to fight Spriggans, but they are still nuisances. I don't know that I've ever had a random encounter with a Spriggan. Oh, the punch, not the V-shot. Jeez, leave me alone. I need that magic back. Don't heal yourself. No! Yeah. Where's my Atronach anyway? What's it doing? Shoot bees at me. That was something. Some bees. Ah, so I got some more bees there. That was better. They are really a nuisance. But I must say that, like, they're an interesting enemy type in a game that has too few interesting enemy types, with a mix of magic attacks, melee attacks, self-heals, and so forth. Summoning in, or, you know, charming animals. Really, like, a creative, pretty fun enemy type to fight. So, give him points for that. This is that dungeon full of fire mages and whatnot. It's a semi-cool, semi-unique place, but Hjalti wouldn't go in there. Not without a reason. Gonna turn away, you won't see my mask. Just getting out of here. That poor hunter usually gets massacred by those guys. He gets aggroed to them, and he's just like a random hunter, and they're a bunch of mages, so... Ooh, sturdy one, huh? Alright. I have an Atronach. So I need to go mostly south from here, I think. Yeah. Should probably get some magic back. Getting that extra restoration perk to boost magic regeneration further will be really nice to have, because that'll be kind of the last bonus I need to have a comfortable regen rate, even in sunlight, I think. Lots of animals around Falkirk. This is lush forest, so Makes sense that there would be. Wolves fighting a deer, I won't get involved in that if I don't have to. What is this? Wolves guarding some kind of ruined building? I'll check that thing out. Don't think I've ever been in there before. Alright guys, have a frenzy. Oh, you're not. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I've seen this place. It could have tipped over tower. That's pretty cool. And just like a random deer carcass in there. Anything else? Any like treasure chests? Just an animal den? Well, I don't know. Cool. There are a few random towers used as animal dens across Skyrim. It's the kind of thing where like I would say that it's getting repetitive, except like they're so scattered that most players will probably only ever see one in their whole, career. So I can understand developers putting in multiple, somewhat similar things like that if you're going to put them in such like a gigantic overworld where people almost never see more than one, but you want them to see at least one, just to be adding variety. It makes some sense to me. I'm willing to accept it. Foxes. Oh yes, that dragon attack. Still smoldering endlessly. That's a little silly. They should have stopped the smoldering after your first visit. Oh, I do have to fight a dragon today, huh? It's a blood dragon? Well. Fighting a dragon during the daytime doesn't strike me as fun. But, oh, is it fighting something else? That could be alright. If it's fighting, like, tough guys who can really do some damage to it. Let me get on my frost stuff. Yeah, it's fighting a frost mage even. Probably hostile to me too, but I'm okay with this. I'll eat an Elsewhere fondue to speed things along. And I think I will put on my heavy fire resistance boots. Definitely want more. I'll have to kill that mage later, but it almost goes without saying. What necklace have I got? I don't need the Amulet of Talos right now. I need either resist magic to resist his fire breath, or Necromancer's Amulet for cheaper summons and whatnot. It says just regular dragon, but I don't think it is. I think from its appearance it's one of the tougher varieties of dragon. I want to leave that mage alive. To add DPS to things. If I do a summon... Oh no, is she going for me? Really? A Novice Necromancer? She's not going to trigger anything significant. Alright, these boots help a lot. Another no... Oh no, it's just like an undead creature. Well, it was. Land and fight the Necro. Not... fine. I guess I better change Ice Spike to be on number 3 now. Shut down his fire breath pretty well. If you're gonna be a nuisance like that, I guess I just need to kill you. You take a hike. Restoration? Whatever. Who threw that out? That looks like an ice storm. Maybe not. Maybe it's just like the after trails of like my ice spike or something. Should be careful where I'm backing up, of course. I should also equip my Become Ethereal shout. Just could have... No. Being able to stun these guys makes this way easier. Although just with good timing of Become Ethereal and some shout time reductions, you can get away with it without getting hurt pretty easily. I'll take this opportunity to just get some magic back, stack that regen. No, it's like a dead end. not as much cover as quickly as I was hoping for, but it'll do. Yeah, your big old fireball. Well, for most of the solo dragon fight, this is going fairly well, I guess. Not that I had trouble with him, but I just mean like I made some good progress in this health bar. So maybe he is like a regular dragon. But I don't know, it looks like one of the gold-colored dragons we fight later on in the game. So. Oh. Oh, jeez. Definitely got to be careful where you're backing up. Is that the Dark Brotherhood Sanctuary? Yeah. Nothing. This should be a relatively sheltered area. Is it flying away? No. Just being weird. Make up your mind. I do love the Skyrim boss battle / dragon battle. Look, I'm right here. I'm in like a low place where it can totally cook me easily. Having started the dragon fight, Hjalti would probably finish it. It's got a soul. It's going to be a potential plague on the townsfolk around here. Who does care about things like that? Oh wow, it's getting into Falkreath now, isn't it? Yeah, Hjalti's definitely got to come help them. Okay, gotta take off Morokai for this, unfortunately. Keep the townsfolk alive and keep that guy stunned. Drat, I don't have a good vantage point. I hope a guard doesn't walk in front of him. I wonder if the elderly ex-Jarl is going to get involved and help. Oh, missed. Close to getting it grounded. Couldn't really avoid that. If they did their strafing fire attack more often, it'd be really hard to deal with them. But luckily, T-Rex brains in there. Don't even speak their own language. I agree. Enough of this. I think it's getting badly injured, so it's going to land. Here it's jaws that I don't like, but I keep it stunned. Okay. If it's distracted by me, it won't murder any townspeople. We almost got it. Almost. Come on, guys. Almost there. Almost there. Nice. Alright.
Maybe dead now. But where did it come from?
Oh, it just kind of flew in and attacked me. You know how it is. I guess I have an alchemist nearby. I'll just take these things and sell them.
Steel's good, but loyalty's better. Blades, helmets.
Do you have any fire resistant?
Pretty much anything to suit your needs.
Sadly, of course, blacksmiths don't buy dragon ones even though they're smithing materials, and alchemists do even though they're not alchemy materials. I can't help but think that was like an oversight on the developer's part in some way. Like, I can understand alchemists wanting to buy these things, but the smiths should want them too.
Someone looking. Take a look.
Okay, so just take these heavy things off my hands. Do you have any potions, ingredients? Either cheese? No. So that's good enough to be worth buying. Alright, please, take them.
Until next time.
Alright, back to the immediately adjacent Dark Brotherhood hideout where I just was 30 seconds ago. Well, several minutes ago. Do I hear another dragon? No. Not dealing with that. These dragons are really becoming a problem. It's not just propaganda when I said that to Tullius.
Ah, you're back. So, how went your first real contract? A bit more exciting than what Nazir's been offering?
I mean,
I'd
not
wager?
really, but I'll... This is a little too corny. But yeah, I'll pretend I'm super excited about this.
Oh, very good.
She seems to buy it.
Very good indeed. You, my dear, are going to fit in here quite nicely. Now, I need your assistance with a matter of a more... personal nature.
Is it the creepy clown?
It's Cicero.
It is the creepy clown.
Ever since he arrived, his behavior's been... well, erratic would be an understatement. I do believe he is truly mad, but it's worse than that. He's taken to locking himself in the Night Mother's chamber and talking to someone in hushed but frantic tones.
Clearly the Night
Who
Mother.
was he speaking with?
Clearly the Night
What are they
Mother!
planning?
Why are you such an idiot?
Fear treachery. So you understand my fear.
She really is
If
so
Cicero's
stupid.
planning something and conspiring with one of our own, it would be disastrous.
I mean, it's a possibility you should investigate, but, like, the other possibility you should investigate is that it's the Night Mother, which is clearly, potentially, more of an issue, for good or for bad. She should be considering both, possibilities here in this fantasy setting, in the organization that used to have the Night Mother in charge
I need
of
you to
it.
steal into that chamber and eavesdrop on their meeting. It'll be no use clinging to the shadows. They'll see you for sure.
I mean, I could turn
No.
invisible,
You need a hiding
invisible,
place.
muffle.
Somewhere they'd never think to look. Like inside the Night Mother's
But that's
coffin.
such a bad idea.
No objections then? Good. Go now, before they meet, and report back to me with whatever you learn.
Well,
Right then.
caught up in their idiot politics, but that's something Hjalti is good at. For now, it seems best to not make a stir about things.
Me? I've been part of the Dark Brotherhood from the day I first hatched. I am
Definitely shouldn't bring this
Shadowscale,
stuff
you
up
see,
right now.
Born under the
That'd
sign of the
be just be
Shadow.
terrible. I can bring it up with Festus Crux and pretend I'm on his side about it, but I don't think the game will give me that option. Oh, I can turn in my quests, of course, as soon as year. I'll do that.
Brother,
Okay, when you finish sitting down, we'll talk.
you reek of death, my friend. Congratulations. You slaughtered an emaciated beggar in cold blood. You are truly an opponent to be feared.
Laugh while you
Here's
can.
your payment.
Can I advance from... There we go.
Good. And I hope you were careful in that lumber mill. Those splinters and rusty nails can be quite nasty. Your payment for a job well done.
They really should have, like, put gold in their hand during that to make it, not seem sloppy.
I'm sorry I don't. Come see me again later.
Cooking pot.
Will there ever come a time when the people of Skyrim
the lame
no
kind of
longer
cooking
need our
pot.
services?
I bet they have a real one around here somewhere. I'm just not sure where. I've forgotten where in this place the Night Mother is. I better turn on that quest. And that quest. So it's like this way. Oh, okay. Anybody around here? No? Then I will use Muffle. Shouldn't let anybody see me getting in there. I'll have to kill the clown if he catches me, most likely, but whatever. If nobody's in there, don't need to spend invisibility on this. Hjalti is, of course, concerned about the possibility of getting trapped inside in some way. Whether that's a trap, but he's pretty confident that he can break his way out of this thing if he needs to. Oh, let's just snuggle up with this corpse. And it closes behind. It's done well, kind of a semi-creative quest, but you should have a bit more choice in the matter and options, and maybe get in there as a last resort or something. It'd also just make more sense to just hide out, you know.
Are we alone? Yes. Yes! Alone! Sweet solitude!
I can't fault the voice actor. He does a pretty good job with like this dialogue.
Everything is going according to plan. The others, I've spoken to them, and they're coming around, I know it. The wizard Festus Crex. Perhaps even the Argonian, and...
No surprises there. Hjalti, of course, knows they were the most friendly
What about
towards
you?
Cicero.
Have you spoken to anyone? No? No, of course not.
This is all a useless plan, because of course I won't be able to see who he's talking to, so I'm getting nothing better than just...
And what do you do? Nothing! Not that I'm angry. No, never. Cicero understands. Cicero always understands.
Interesting to hear that he's resentful, but split of the Night Mother right now.
You will talk when you're ready, won't you? Won't you? Sweet Night Mother.
Poor Cicero. Dear Cicero. Such a humble servant. But
Hjalti is not particularly surprised. Like, he's like a walking corpse himself, so...
he is not the listener.
Oh, but how can I defend you? How can I exert your will if you will not speak to anyone?
Oh, but I will speak. I will speak to you. For you are the one.
Hjalti has basically heard that from 3 or 4 different people at this point. 3 or 4 different sides, that is.
You who shares my iron tomb. Who warms my ancient bones. I give you this task. Journey to Wallenrood. Speak with Armand Mortier.
Mortier, huh? They're a very important family back in High Rock.
Cicero has failed you. Poor
Could be another
Cicero is
random brother with the same
sweet
name,
mother.
but the Mortier clan have been pretty important in a couple of
So
games.
very hard. But I just can't find the listener.
I feel like he's about to find the listener.
Cicero, the time has come. Tell him the words he has been waiting for all these years. Darkness rises when silence dies.
That's stupid.
What? What treachery? Defiler! Debaser and defiler! You have violated the sanctity of the Night Mother's coffin!
His mouth should really be stretching out a bit more. Whatever.
Speak, worm!
This is... whatever. Shouldn't I just say that darkness rises when silence dies?
More treachery. More trickery and deceit!
I feel like this conversation just doesn't make sense. He should be wielding his knife, he should be, you know, hopping around or whatever. They didn't do a good job with his, like...
And there is...
Yeah, his gestures don't really match up.
Listener! She said that. She said those words. To you. Darkness rises when silence dies. But those are the words, the binding words, written in the keeping tomes. The signal so I would know.
Yes,
Mother's
yes.
only
Why are you,
way
like,
of
expositing
talking
at me like this?
Cicero. Then it's true.
I do kind of like his little dance a bit.
Our Lady is back. She has chosen a listener. She has chosen you.
Again, his mouth doesn't match up.
Hail the listener.
Oh. Well, this is awkward.
Now. Back away, fool. Whatever you've been planning is over.
Again, like,
Right, I heard
they
the
don't match
commotion.
up at all
Who
to...
was Cicero talking to? Where's the accomplice?
Reveal yourself, traitor.
I spoke only to the Night Mother.
So as far as cinematics go, it's done pretty clumsily,
But she
but oh
didn't
well.
speak to me. Oh no! She spoke only
Awkward.
to the listener.
What? The listener? What are you going on about? What is this lunacy?
It's true. It's true. The Night Mother has spoken. The silence has been broken.
I do like the rhyme there, and this semi-slant rhyme. I don't know, it's acceptable in a game that's not an actual poem. Whatever.
When I heard Cicero screaming, I knew you'd been discovered.
We're just saying this in front of him.
Worst. Are you all right? Then what in Sithis' name is going on? Cicero spoke to the Night Mother, but she spoke to you? Is this just more of the fool's rambling? What? So Cicero wasn't talking to anyone else? Just...
I mean,
the
it's a little
Night Mother's
inconclusive
body?
from what I've
And the
seen,
Night
but
Mother,
sure.
who, according to everything we know, will only
As if you
speak
knew
to
anything
the
about
person
this. You
chosen
just
as
assumed he was talking to
listener.
somebody, not the Night
Just
Mother, so...
spoke. Right now.
This is all so clumsy.
By Sithis.
Yes.
And? What did she say? Amand Motier? I have
But
no
once
idea
again, you're an
who it
idiot.
is. But Valenrud. That I have heard of. And I know where it is.
Why am I acting as though I'm... No, whatever.
No. No. Listen, I don't know what's going on here, but you
I mean,
take your
Shelty would, of
words for
course, play along
Clear on
here
that?
and ask
The Night
permission
Mother
and so
may have
forth, and pretend
spoken
he's
to
still
you,
subservient.
but I am still the leader of this family. I will not have my
So I'm not sure why she's
authority
mad at me
so
when I'm
easily
actually deferring to
dismissed.
her, but whatever.
I need time to think about all this. Go see Nazir. Do some work for him. I'll
So
find
she's
you
clearly
one
an
day to
ineffective
discuss
leader
the
and
matter further.
interested in her own personal short-term power rather than...
I have served Mother well.
Eh, whatever. Well, Nazir just had no work for me, but... I guess I can get some information from him.
Oh, well, yes, I did. I did indeed. I tried to listen.
So he might be jealous.
Tried so hard, but the Night Mother never spoke to poor Cicero. The silence became almost maddening. Oh, but that was then. This is now. You're the listener, and the Night Mother chose you for a reason, I'm sure. Cicero will remain
So,
the
I'll have to keep an eye on him, but that's not a change.
Me? Oh, Cicero is just the keeper. I keep. I look after our matron, you see, the Night Mother. I keep her clean and protected and... happy. But I'm not the listener. Oh, no. You are the listener. You heard the words.
Again, his mouth does not match up, and it really is distracting.
Will soon be put right.
A lot of the characters' mouths match them a little bit better than that.
Oh, the listener, well, listens. The Night Mother speaks to you, guides you on your path. But when the Night Mother speaks, the listener must obey. You must, for her word is the will of Sithis, and Sithis is the Dark Brotherhood.
It doesn't make any sense at all. It's like backward. The Dark Brotherhood is like the physical... But whatever. Whatever. That's stupid. I'm not going to say that.
Are you excited? Oh, you should be.
Yes,
Things
quite.
are finally looking up.
So, Astrid is totally ineffective, but need to pretend to defer to her for now to not get on the wrong side of any political faction in here. I'll talk to Nazir, I'll play along, but I'm ready to go to Valenrud. Festus Kreck, she'll understand.
Brother, need something? No, they're scrounging for college.
Alright, so nothing new, which is unfortunate. People should really be reacting.
Dark Brotherhood has been reduced to a group of common cutthroats.
Alright, they're just having their random conversations, but I'm interrupting. This is more
So
important.
many contracts, so little time. I don't like mimes, minstrels, thespians, acrobats, jugglers, troubadours, or tumblers.
What about
Flutes give me a
mummers?
Headache. I particularly hate jesters. As a rule, I'm also not crazy about the corpses of old women. For the Night Mother, I'll make an exception. Well then, your timing couldn't be better. As it turns out, I've got 2 new contracts. One rather easy assignment, and another that should prove quite a challenge. Your first target is an orc bard named Lurbuk.
Oh, that guy up at the
The
inn.
other is a vampire.
I guess
by
he
the
hates
name of
bards.
Hearn. Happy hunting.
Right. So, once again, I don't think I need to do
He is,
both of
by
them
all
before
accounts,
advancing.
The worst bard.
He's
in
really
all
not
of
that
Skyrim.
bad. Some of the other random bards are much
Apparently,
worse.
So many people sought his death. Astrid had to hold.
It's
a
an inn where
lottery
nobody
to
ever
determine
goes
the
to,
client.
so it doesn't make any sense.
He's a vampire and has blended into human society for years. He's never far from his female companion, Hurt, also a vampire. The contract is for the male Hearn, but you'll probably have to contend with the female too. So for Sithis' sake, watch
It's
yourself.
reassuring to know that he seems to have no clue that I'm a vampire, so.
You've got people to kill, my friend.
So,
Best
better add them both.
to it.
You're part of a family now, Hamshank. I trust you. You trust
Hamshank? Whatever, I'm not sleeping in here. Too many people I can't trust around. Especially with politics involving me, whether I want it or not. Out I go, just mentioning to her that I'm totally doing these contracts.
Please, not now. You'll know when I'm ready to discuss the issue.
Right. So, down south to the... Oh, sorry. East to the Ancestor Glade. But I think I will save most of that for next time. This time I'll be able to just get a room at the inn and sleep. Kelty wants to sleep somewhere fairly safe. Falkreath has proven to be a sanctuary from the Dark Brotherhood before. Lots of witnesses in the inn, which is usually inconvenient, but serves his purpose as well now. Then get out and about when it's night. Good progress on the various quests today, I think. Lines along. We're not too far from the end of the Dawnguard one anymore. A couple big things left to do. Soon it will be over with. Where is the inn in town? Somewhere along this main street. Oh, back over there. Okay.
Be mindful.
Welcome. Let me know if you want anything. I think I got a clean mug around here. Welcome to Dead Man's Drink. Sure thing. It's yours, Fred. I'll show you to your room. Right this way. You hear any juicy gossip in town?
Alright, so, something to eat and drink. Have to drink somebody's blood sooner or later. Can wait, though.
Be sure to...
And sleep until nightfall or so. Alright, well, hope you all enjoyed that. Good progress episode at the very least.
Let me know if there's anything
Have a great
else.
day, everyone.